And welcome back, everyone. Well, basically to the 3 people that watch my channel. Hi, Mom. We got a lot of goodies for the charger today, so let's get started on that. So you see here, this is the new carburetor that, believe it or not, I bought off Amazon. It was like for 90 bucks. I was really surprised. Can't beat next day shipping. But got a new choke on there. It's pretty similar to the old one that I had. This is the original right here. But hold on, let me put it right here. Pretty close to the original one. Got the only thing I've noticed that was different was some of the vacuum lines. It's pretty good. I've taken it out for a test drive. It works fine. I might have to adjust it, but it's like any carburetor. There is a vacuum line right down here. I don't know really where that goes to. Maybe it's for brake booster. As you can see, I got manual drum brakes. That's like, I found out why I don't have any brakes. That master cylinder leaks and it drained the whole reservoir. That's why I had no pedal. So, that's on the list to do as well. But yeah, this little carburetor, not too shabby. So, if you're looking for a nice little 2-barrel carburetor, I recommend Amazon. Here was the original choke. This thing is just shot. Won't even connect. Maybe it still might be good. I don't know. I might tinker around with it. So when I installed this carb, it seemed to be running fine. Did a couple hot laps around town. Everything was normal. But then I went somewhere and she wouldn't start up. I don't know if the carb is out of whack or maybe the spark plugs are starting to foul up on me. So I'll crank her over to see if I get it fired up. It's kind of cold in here, so probably doesn't help. So let's try it out. Getting a hint of fuel. What I'm hoping is that none of the junk fuel in the line kind of maybe worked its way up into the carburetor. I highly doubt that though, but it's still a possibility. I still have all those fuel filters on there. Which is running. Here opening up, idle starting to throw down. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the spark plug in, see what I'm getting at here. All right. A little black. Running a bit rich. Ooh. Spark plugs have been in here a while. Maybe I should go go get some new ones, just see what would happen. Bosch Supers. I guess I can't go and replace these spark plugs, but first, I'm going to address another issue that I had with the car. If you watched probably the first or second one, you'll notice that the temp gauge and the fuel gauge did not work. I did some research on the internets, and I came up with a solution. This here is a voltage regulator. Hold on, I'll show you. This here is a voltage regulator, and apparently when one of these goes bad, it can do that to you. I don't know, worth a shot. It was pretty cheap, so always start cheap and work your way up. If you see here, turn the key on and off, I do have probably at least 3/4 of a tank, and temp gauge should be up a little. I also noticed my my dummy light for the alternator over there would kind of go back and forth like that, which is another sign of the bad voltage regulator, but I'll show you. See how it goes back and forth like that? I hear it clicking, and I think it's coming from up on the firewall where it's located, so might as well just go and replace that. Super easy. Now if you're looking to replace your voltage regulator, it's right here. Go to any parts store, they might have it in stock, maybe not. But anyways, I'm just gonna break it free and replace it. Here's a fresh new one. Well, hopefully that solved my issues. I'll find out right now. Well, here goes nothing. Nothing. Dang. Huh. Not too sure where else to look. Maybe a wire's been chewed on. Well, the hunt goes on, I guess. Well, I'm gonna head on down to the parts store with this old girl, see if she makes it. Pick up some spark plugs and what else I could think of. And if I break down on the way, well, looks like I'm walking. So I'm in the Charger, and I definitely think that I have some fouled spark plugs, because listen to this. I can hear like misfires, like bum, 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 bum. All right. Well, I got the spark plug, so might as well change them out. So back to the shop. I pulled back into the shop, and I'll let the car cool down a bit. But if you're wondering what I got for spark plugs, just auto lights. You can get them at Advanced Auto, AutoZone, any little parts store, I would imagine. But they're the only brand that had all 8 of them. So that's what's going in there. Also, if you've been wondering what I've been doing with that 13 gallons of antique gasoline, well, let me show you. And that's what I've been doing. Makes for nice bonfires. Sometimes there's a delayed fuse on it, but still burns. It's the vapors that burn, not the fuel. So let's get these spark plugs in. I'm hoping I don't have any trouble breaking all these free. That one came out easy. That one's not too bad. Oh no. Oh, that's not good. Oh boy. We got issues here. I just ripped the guts out of one of the wires. Ooh. Well, looks like I'm doing wires too. Unless I get that back in there. Yeah. I might have one laying around though. Dang it. Now here's the plugs that came out on this side right here. They look a little fouled out, but also seem to be burned all right. Little crud build up, but oh well. Let's see what these plugs do. Now time for that side. So here's the passenger side. As you can tell, not good, not bad. A little oily. Wonder if the valve seals are going. But look at these gnarly spider egg nest things I have on the side. Ugh. There's probably some big old spiders in here somewhere. Now I was going to start the car up and try to let it warm up and tune the carburetor a little bit, but can't really do it when you're running on 7 cylinders. And I'm pretty sure the parts store is closed now. So I'm going to call it night here, and I'll see you guys in the morning. And the spark plug wires are here. Don't know what kind of brand they are, but hopefully they hold some kind of sparkage to the engine. So yeah, these are going in now, so we'll get started on that. Also, if you hear like a weird like noise in the background, it sounds like a big fan. It's just the waste oil furnace going. It's really cold in here. Really cold outside too. So yeah, don't mind that noise. All right, so here's all the new wires. Smell kind of cool. But when I do mine, I always like to pull one off, kind of measure it up with whatever one is closest and snap it on. It's a good way so you don't get confused when you're doing it. You don't want to be running on 7 cylinders or have 2 wires mixed around. Good way to, keep the fire in order, in the correct, order, I should say. And there's the waste oil furnace kicking on once again. So we'll start this process. What I do is grab one of these. All right. Try to find one that's the same length. This one's pretty close. I'll try this one. So now, I'm just going to do that with 7 other cylinders.
All right, we'll turn the key. Let's see how she sounds. Well, she's running on all 8 again, so that's good in my book. We'll try to tune the carb now, see how that goes. So I'm gonna let her run for about 5-10 minutes, heat up, let the carb and the choke kind of fluctuate a little bit. So I'll see you guys in 10 minutes. We'll grab a beer. So I just adjusted the carburetor. You got your fuel and air screws down here, your idler screw right up here. And if you're trying to adjust the carb, what you want to do is you want to turn both the screws down here in as far as he'll go, and then back them out about 1.5 turns on each of them, and that is a good factory setting. And then from there you can kind of play around on what is, or what the carburetor likes best. You'll hear the RPMs go up and down, and usually I kind of go for where they kind of like peak right before it goes down, and then I just leave it alone with that. It's not a race car, it's just a cruising car. I'm sure there's a lot more scientific methods on how to adjust a carburetor out there on the internets, but I'm happy with this setting. But I'm gonna go take it for a test drive and see how I did. But before I go on a little test drive, I'm gonna replace this dirty old filter. And I picked up a new one. So that's going on. Maybe she'll breathe a little bit better. All right, she's warmed up a bit. Let's see how she does. Seems to be driving pretty decently. Doesn't bog out in the kickdown. Oh, here's the bumps again. Just terrible road. All right, now I'm gonna give her the beans. Seems to be going pretty good. Do a 70 right now. Not bad. Oh, these manual drum brakes. There's something else. I give you people that grew up with them a lot of credit. See, now I was born in, well, the 90s, 92, and so I got the luxury of having that kind of stuff. Well, not really, since my first car was a 74 Chevelle. Small block 350, that had a 2-barrel. It was a fun little car. Then I got a Camaro, and then, I don't know, I got some other 80s stuff, and then it goes all over the board from there. Okay, the car's back in the shop. I have the hood up and everything like that. Now it's time to replace the master cylinder because it just keeps pissing out all the fluid. So that is the next task, and don't mind that. That's the waste oil furnace burning. It's kind of loud, kind of annoying, but hey, it keeps me warm. And freezing to death is my least favorite thing to do. So let's get started on bench bleeding the master cylinder. All right, to brake bleed, or to bench bleed one of these master cylinders, you want to take your regular can of brake juice, pop off the top, throw that off to the side. Fill these up, but I also recommend cleaning this out first. So let's get some fluid in there. And what you want to do is get the air out of here. So now both reservoirs are filled up. Let's put that off to the side, put the cap on it, because I'll probably knock that over, because that's how my life goes, you know. Take a screwdriver or something long, hold on to that, and then push in, See how you can see all the air and the fluid gets sucked in? You want to keep squeezing that. The process takes a little while because you want to get all the air out of there. Having air in your brake lines is a bad thing, and you crash into stuff. And then next thing you know, you're in handcuffs and there's a cup kneeling on your back. Been there, done that. So you gotta keep trying to bleed all the air out. You can see there's still a couple little bubbles in there. You really want to get those out. So now that's all bench bled. It's time to put her in. Not sure if you can see. It's dark down there. You can see down here on the floor, it's all wet. And a seal must have went in the master cylinder and it just leaks all out onto the floor. I'm pretty sure that's why the floor rotted away right there. So you see right by the pedal, there's 4 bolts right there. That's what holds in your master cylinder. So I'm gonna go ahead and take those out right now. Not gonna film it because that'll be boring and you guys have a short attention span anyways. So I'm gonna take that out right now. So we got all the nuts off, these nuts, and now, I need that light. I believe that should be able to slide out. Well, I still gotta undo those 2 brake lines, but yeah, hopefully she just slides right out. All right, so let's try to get this free. I think this just pulls out. Oh, there we go. Yep. Just like that. Don't know if you can see in there or not, but that's all caked up with crud. Stinks. What is this? There's a little tag right here. Remanufactured by independent rebuilder. Alright, so this is a reman. What's this say in the back? Same thing. But I wonder how old this old unit is. Man. Oh. Yeah. That seal is definitely bad in there. So yeah, let's go ahead and put that new one in. Alright, so here's a new one. Let's go ahead and install it. Hopefully everything fits. Alright, that's pretty tight. So now we'll go put on those four nuts that attach this whole mechanism together. Let's see if we have any kind of breakage. So now that's all squared away, let's see if I have a pedal. Let's start the car up and see what happens. Maybe it'll be soft, maybe it'll be no pedal, maybe I'll have full pedal. And if I don't have any pedal, it looks like I will go through that barrel of oil into the waste oil furnace, into a big fireball, and go down the embankment into the pit that is the lower bay of the shop. So you guys are in for a treat. Let's see what happens. Here we go. Hit the pedal. I got something. It's good enough for me. It works. It stops. Should probably do a road test, but nah. Good enough. Alright guys, I think I'm going to wrap the video up here. It's getting late. I'm tired. It's cold. And also, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. It really helped me out a lot. If you haven't already subscribed, think about doing that. Got a lot more stuff going on in the shop. See what else happens. Also, I might do a 300 subscriber special or whatever you want to call it, because I am going up to upstate New York to go look at something pretty unique. It's an El Camino on a 2002 Chevy 3500. It's right up my alley. What's cooler than that? Apparently it has a 454 in it. So stick around for that. And you guys, thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you on the next one.